you have come tonight, perhaps the underlying reason is that we are all searching for something. As I too have been searching and believe I have found my answers in this method of meditation. While practicing this meditation, you feel more loving, alive, happier, rejuvenated, and healthier than ever before. A natural, peaceful state is present throughout our daily lives, and this helps us to be more efficient in our daily work and being able to resolve situations that may have been previously daunting. By connecting with the inner light and sound, we can experience more peace and harmony and be more fulfilled in our everyday life. On a personal note, I have been fortunate to be practicing the Kuan Yin method for almost 6.5 years now. I feel I can do no justice with words to even begin to describe the beauty not just seen within, but experienced daily through this meditation. Such an incredible radiance and almighty energy is beyond description or words. Master CHINGHAI's teachings were shared with me without binding, charge or conditions, yet I have received so much. I am forever grateful to Master CHINGHAI for sharing this precious gift of love. At best, all I can do is humbly invite you all to experience the divine yourselves. There are 2 meditation techniques taught by the Supreme Master CHINGHAI, which you are most welcome to learn tonight if you are interested. The first is the Kuan Yin method of meditation. The words Kuan Yin means observation of the inner vibration. The heavenly music is mentioned in many of the Holy Scriptures as the Logos, or word in the Bible, the Nada and Shad in Hinduism, and inner sound stream in Buddhism. These are just some examples. This word or divine vibration vibrates within life and sustains the whole universe. The inner melody can heal all wounds, fulfills all desires, and quench all worldly thirst. It is because we are made of this sound that contact with it brings us peace and contentment to our hearts. After listening to this sound, our whole being changes and our entire outlook on life is greatly altered for the best. This method of meditation is easy to learn and can be practiced by all people regardless of your lifestyle, social customs, religious beliefs and affiliations. It is composed of 2 parts, the inner light and inner sound meditation. And those who choose to practice this are required to meditate for 2.5 hours each day. The second form of meditation is called the convenient method of meditation. This can also benefit you enormously. It can help you feel more at ease both physically and mentally, and to live a life of greater peace and happiness. This method only requires half an hour each day of meditation. This was developed as an introduction to meditation with the option to learn the Kuan Yin method being available at any point when ready. If anyone is interested in learning any one of these 2 meditations taught by the Supreme Master CHINGHAI, following the question-answer session, this will be free of charge. Working staff will be on hand in the foyer to help guide you to the registration desks. I've come to realize that this is about developing ourselves, our souls, to a level of love that is beyond any energy I have ever known, experienced, or imagined. I figured, well, we study at school and we develop our bodies and minds. It only seems natural to me that the soul may want the same. It is the higher love experienced, not just talked about, which drives us all to want to share with others what we know and experience daily through meditation. On this note, I would like to introduce to you our guest speaker, Karen, who would like to share with you her experiences since practicing the Kuan Yin method of meditation. Thank you.
Kia ora, tātou katoa. Welcome to you all. Wow, it's great to see so many soul searchers out there and seekers. I'd just like to say how blessed and fortunate we are tonight to have the Supreme Master CHINGHAI visit our shores of Aotearoa, New Zealand. I will now just like to say a few words about how I came across the Kuan Yin form of meditation and my experiences of this. Even as a young girl, I've been extremely curious, a searcher to the meaning of life, why we are here and why we have to undergo so much misery. I always believed that God was out there. I never knew that He was within us. I got extremely disillusioned with the world. I travelled the world and all I saw beautiful things, but I also saw a lot of misery. So I turned to things, the material world, such as drugs and alcohol, money, things that I thought would make me happy, but, it just brought much suffering. My life came to a crossroad and I was led into the field of social work. So in my 4th year of university, I was reading the newspaper and I came across an article on a spiritual day. And so I sort of thought about it and I thought, didn't take much thought of it. And then coming back from my Sunday ritual to the flea market, it popped into my mind and I thought, shall I go to this day or not? And my immediate thoughts were no. Got an excuse for, I've got too much to do, haven't got enough time, got to go to a party, everything but what I should be doing. Because you find that your conscience either accuses you or excuses you. And it was most certainly trying to excuse me. And so anyway, God would not have a bar of this, and so off I was. I was in Long Bay at this spiritual day. And I was just cruising around, sort of looking at everything, and, nothing came out and, got me. I wasn't passionate about anything. But then from a distance, I saw the Kuan Yin stall, and I took a closer look, and I thought, at first, who are they? But then I took another little step closer, and I thought, gosh, they look so healthy and so happy. What do they have that I don't? So I went up and I took a free sample booklet and went on my merry way home. And I read it and I just thought, I felt so inspired. It was exactly what I was into, vegetarianism, thou shalt not kill. And so, it was instant affiliation with me. I was overcome with joy and inspiration with everything I found in the Kuan Yin booklet. Because I was already a full vegetarian, I was very fortunate to be initiated within a month. I felt that I just could not let this opportunity of 1,000,000 years or a lifetime go. I just wanted to have it because I knew the benefits of it, and it was so good. The day I picked up the Kuan Yin booklet was the day my life changed forever and for the better. Kuan Yin has brought me great happiness, joy and inspiration into my life. I am currently working with people with mental illness and also youth with severe behavioural problems, and I think half the staff and the clients think I'm way more manic than they are because, I'm just so happy and just got so much energy all the time. The benefits are in abundance, and you notice the whole change in energy around you and your whole atmosphere. My sister and her partner are now initiated because they just want to jump on this spiritual train as well because they know it makes them feel so good. They've realised that you do not find happiness in the material world. But like all human beings, once initiated, we still have to face the challenges that arise. For me, that has been difficult at times. We all have our ups and downs, but even on my downs, I realised that I never doubted Kuan Yin. I more doubted myself and my own personal weaknesses, but I soon got over these with more meditation. My greatest challenge since being initiated was 2 old school friends committing suicide. This of course made me so sad, but I never could go to the depths of depression like I could before I was initiated. I feel meditation for me, it allows you to cope better with even little things and also with huge things, such as this tragic event. There are so many suffering people in the world, and it made me realize that people would never harm themselves or harm each other if they had the knowledge of the bigger picture and the inner power from the inner light and inner sound in meditation. So I just wanted to share my story with you tonight, because you just can't help but want to share something that makes you so happy, and you've seen the benefits. I've seen the benefits in other people. And you want to help raise the consciousness of the land, and this in turn will bring world peace. So I feel I have now awoken my sleeping soul, and I look through very different eyes. What can I say but get enlightened? We are in a very privileged position tonight to be in the presence of a true living master, the Supreme Master CHINGHAI. She has the key, and it's your birthright. Take it. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Karen. I'd like to introduce to you now Avril, our next guest speaker.
Kia ora. I'm a bit shorter than them. Is that fine? Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Avril pō toku ingoa, no Kemureti te tauri, te matua, no Aida te aukaka te whaia, ko Napo inui tonu te iwi. I want to pay tribute to God tonight and thank Him for sending our Supreme Master CHINGHAI to our shores of Aotearoa. I would also like to thank our kaumātua and queer who are at the moment welcoming our Master, our Supreme Master, with the ceremony according to her distinguished position. I was asked to share with you my experiences as a practitioner of the Kuan Yin method of meditation. My first experience with Kuan Yin was when I attended a spiritual fair in Whangarei. There were several spiritual fairs that charged for their services, and I found one tucked away in a little corner of the stadium, and everything on that stall was free. And this stall was the Kuan Yin method of meditation. I took a pamphlet home, and for several months, Master's photo, as you can see around the stadium, kept attracting my attention. Several months later, my younger sister Lynette rang and told me about a new meditation group that she had just joined, and it was called the Kuan Yin method of meditation. When she started practicing Kuan Yin, I noticed the change in her life. She'd stopped struggling so much. Problems that once overwhelmed her became less of a struggle. And I thought, I almost missed the most beautiful thing in my life. I was given a second chance. I am now a full vegetarian. It's very difficult for me as Māori, because I used to love meat and fish. 1 month ago, I became a full initiate, something I'll never regret. My mum is 81, my dad's 82. They have both been very sick for a long time, and since they have been practicing, Master has been guiding them. She has appeared to them in dreams, has looked after them, and even helped them heal themselves, spiritually and physically. We laughed once because Mum said that they were so worried they went to the doctor to see if they were well. So, what more can I say? My husband has also been practicing. Although he does not want to become an initiate yet, he fully supports me in everything I do. He's very strong in character and a very proud person. But I believe the practice has opened a spiritual aspect in him, and softer qualities have also emerged. For me personally, what strikes me the most about all of Master's teachings and the Kuan Yin method of meditation is that, as Master says, we are the light. But the problems are, we're tied up with money problems, with work, with all the information that keeps coming at us every single day, every single hour, minute, on the TV, everywhere else. So that often we become engulfed in the problem. It just comes in and engulfs us. This is a problem I often have. Master teaches us that we have to look inward to know who is the boss and what we need to do. Master's teachings encourage me to know that enlightenment is our true nature and that we always have it. And if we have a way to recognize it, that it will always be there. This is where I believe that the Kuan Yin method of meditation and Master's teachings come in. I have searched for someone to elevate my consciousness or wisdom to such a point that whatever problems or challenges I encounter in my life, I will be able to use wisdom to resolve them. And to be able to help others as well, which is a really huge focus of mine, to help others. But you can't help others if you can't help yourself first. Since practicing this method, Master has done this for me and more. One of the things I like most is the promise Master has made to all those who follow her and her path and her guidance with diligence and sincerity, and that promise is that she will always be there for us, and that once connected with her, we will always be connected, no matter where she is in the world. And I can tell you that it's true. I want to thank Master for her purity and infinite love and wisdom, and for being here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, to share it with us here. And I want to say to you all, have a good look at it. Kia ora, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora.
There's so much beauty in your eyes. I see them welling up with tears. I see you lift up your gaze to the sky with joy, pure joy. I feel the angels calling me, winging out from your eyes with the rising sun. There's so much beauty in your smile. I feel you warm upon my cheek. I feel you bringing down your shield with trust, pure trust. I feel the angels calling me, winging out from your smile with the rising sun. There's so much beauty in your heart. I feel your glow from within. I feel you rising above your fear with love, pure love. I feel the angels calling me, winging out from your heart with the rising sun. There's so much beauty in your soul. I feel you everywhere I go. I see your spirit light up this world with peace, pure peace. I feel the angels calling me, winging out from your eyes, your smile and your heart, and your very soul. Is it really you? Is it déjà vu? I know I've known you before the dawn of time. You embody love in its truest form. You're beaming with a light that shines the way. We are angels in expression, in the total universal connection. Through one another's eyes, we can recognize the truth. Remember me, come close and see. We are one together, we are free. Let me feel your pain, we will heal again. Where there is a will, there is a way. For we are angels in expression, in the total universal connection. Through one another's eyes, we can recognize the truth. I'm gonna leap for joy, I'm gonna open my heart, I'm gonna twirl and whirl and spin in a spirit dance. I'm gonna lend a hand, I'm gonna cherish the land. I'm gonna give and give and give all I can provide. For we are angels in expression, in the total universal connection. Through one another's eyes, we can recognize the truth. We're gonna save the trees, we're gonna honor the seas, we're gonna cry, dive and fly on the wings of love. We're gonna heal the world, we're gonna walk in peace. We're gonna share and share and share and bring release. For we are angels in expression.
That was truly incredible. Sasha, most talented.
What's her name again? Ada. How are you? Very good. Nice to meet you too. Together, but
My wife was John? Charlotte?
yes, that's good. Okay, right. Okay. So when do I go? That's all right. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Zara. Yes, tell me what to do.
A group of Maori people outside the venue performed a traditional pōwhiri ceremony to welcome Master to New Zealand. A pōwhiri is more than just a welcome, it is an acknowledgement of the dimensions of spiritual, physical and mental wellness. On this occasion, the Kaumatua was also a spiritual leader of the Maori. He then thanked her for the tremendous work that she is doing for the higher good of all people. He said that as tangata whenua, we have a responsibility and accountability to our people to manaaki, embrace and host the Master with the reverence she deserves.
He tia hati e koutou i koutou ingoa, nui a koutou pā. Tēnei pō, o tai mai tēnei a koutou pā. Tāku ki te atu e ngari whai, whāriki i tōna, i reti ngā huatanga i tōku whakapona i ngari whai, mā kuarahi ana o tau kukuri. Whakawa nā hau e i hui tōku ngā whai. Pei tau here i tā huatanga o tēnei pō, pei hiko i tanga mā mātu mā katoa ngari whai. Pei tirohanga atu e i hui ngā huatanga o teo. Uhia mai a koutou i hota koutou arohanoa ki a koutou whano. Pei pupuri ano a hau i a koe ngā tahuano kare ti tōku ngā kau. Ngā tue te tanga o tōku hairiru i te matata whenua. Ke kahorengi atu e koutou roti tā koutou kapuahi, ke pungarehu rawatu. Ke noho ai a hauiru i te ngā kauri pune tā, ke whānau hau eiru i ngā mahi pai ata wairu a kere te pūki te tūpa ta harakore, ke mā kore. Ke hui tahi ai koutou ngari pai wāngini a mātou. Pei tātari e ngari pai e kaupapa o tēnei pō. Ko koutou hoki ei hoa te timatanga, ko koutou te whakoti na pāpiringa te pākaha. Ko koutou ano te mahi o ngā mea katoa. Ngā whakawhitinga o te kanohi ki ngā whetu e ngari whai. Ngā aua te moana i tirohanga e hoa mā mātu ke kitei mātu i awha. Te hohonu o wenei kōranga ngari whai me whehe atu. O e noka ino i ka hātu te haere anō wā koutou ana he kono ki mua ki muri ki o mātu i taha. Pei tātari e ngari whai tā mātu whakawhiti ngā atu e hoa te a koe. Me te hotu anō kai roti te whatu manua i kohi e hoa i o a koutou kono. Mai tōku tainga mai ki kone i tēnei pō. Ka uru te waihu e roti tōku ngā kau. Ko ki wato tēnei whare. Tōku ki te atu i a rātu noa wāhi kato teo. Popuri te rātu i hoi ta rātu whakatau atu e iho ki a. Ke whai hua, ke whai pāke ka hua mātu mai kato roti i a koe. Ngā huatanga anō e iho e whakapiri tēnei tātu e iho e whakapiri ana i a koe. Ki wāu poronga kato kei konei tēnei pō. Katangi tōku ngā kau. Ke kitei mātu e hoi ngā hua te ao. E horahi a ngiana i ngari whai o tina whakari te ngāno tō koutou kōriata. Kia whakapono i mātua I hoa ona kāhui katoa. Kei rato katoa I teo koutou ringaringa. Mana ki tia tēnei poronga koutou. Ke noho ai ai rati tōku ano kāinga, I tōku ano whenua. Ke whakawhiwhi ai ai tā koutou taonga. Piki teonga te kahapi te māmatau me te rai māru. E kāhui haere tia koutou I hoa e nei kōrero katoa. Kia koutou punga I manaki e tuatia mātu I te roa ngāke o tēnei pō. I runga tani re kōria tanga o koutou ingoa o te matua o te tama. O te waiua tapu me a koutou ana he pono mā ena tautupu mai aini a ake nei. Tāki ti hei mauri oro. Tirohia a te pane. O iwi. Ka puku. Ka puku. E kawau. E kawau tiki. Ko tau. Kima te tā. E kui. Tēnei ka hotu tōku whatu manawa. Tōku rongo atu. E haere mai ana koe ki roti tōku whenua. No reira ka hari ka kua tōku ngākau. Ngā tini kōrero. E mōhi ona hau ko utane e oku mātua. Oku tūpuna te āhua. Ka haere mai te ao ki hona. Mea māka ko koe kei roti e rā kōrero. Kami I atu ki a koe haere mai. Haere mai. Haere mai hono mai te āhua. O tōku hia. E pūranga tia e koe tāu. E rapungiana e tenei. Ke kake ai tāua. E rungi oku maunga. Ke kaukau ai tāua. I oku moana. Ki ahei ahau te raparapa atu. Ngā one oku mātu oku tupuna. Ki runga I o rekere. E māma haere. I tau haere. Kuru mai koe ki roti tō whenua. Ngā kōreri whakataungia e wāputa mari. Kia hono mai ai koe ki roto I tēnei whare. Kia pupuria hau te tāngo tā tēnei whare. Ke mihi atu na kia. Kia whakaputa tia I hau ngā kore. E ahate hau e wāwara. E tuaraki. Nā nei o mai te pupuritara te uta. E tika nā e au te posi. O te kaupapa o whakari te mō. Paina te oku mātu oku tupuna tahi kekwa. Kia mai!
Kuarungo ki a ki te reo pohiri e karanga mai nei e. Karanga I ona ki te motu whānui whiki mai ka te maira. Kuarungo ki a ki te reo pohiri e karanga mai nei e. Karanga I ona ki te motu
e o kumata kuna ma feima. Toi tu te penua patu ngalo kutana. Tua me te rawa ni maua poratu ka hai e te mamate hai. Kia koe kui, kia koe hine, koe ko tau tia koe tēnei ahi. Whirunga i tēnei o tātu whare, tēnei o mātu whare. Hokuto ku ngākau, koe tai mai te homo tēnei koe. Whare ki ngia mai i tau mahanatanga whirunga i tōku iwi. Kena hotahi ei tāua, mo tēnei wā ka hoki ai koe ki tau kāni, a mihi pānu i kia koe. Ke tātu mahata, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Tēnā tātou.
Thank you, friends and family. I speak for all my brothers and sisters of the Kwanyan family. Thank you very much for your warm welcome into the land which is yours. Thank you very much for the building in which you've allowed our family to grace you with. And thank you very much for bringing your ancestors here with you as they walk with us always.
Oh Lord, my God, oh how I awesome wonder, I hear the sound, my Lord, that I recognize as your calling.
Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your love. I'm so overwhelmed by your kindness and your poetic, spiritually elevated expression of love. This kind of highly elevated spiritual expression you cannot hear everywhere, and it is very rare, and it touches everyone's soul who hears it. I wonder if all of you are poets or perhaps you are saints. You need to translate?
You're a saint. No, they can understand English.
But their language is so beautiful. Maybe you should say it.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
I guess the Father has spoken so beautifully. I have no more better words to say except tēnā koutou many, many times. And I'm so honored, very, very extremely honored. And I'm sure God bless you, your people, and your land. If my humble prayer has any effect at all, I will pray again, now and tonight, and in the future, for your people. And I shall always treasure this elevated feeling today. Thank you so much again. Thank you so much. And thank God for your presence and for your gift. I hope we will enjoy each other. And wherever I go, I shall remember you. Thank you so much. I think I better get going to work. I'm very shy with all these professional singers. Yes, their voices are so great, so strong. Yeah, and full of love, and my goodness. What do you eat? You have voices. How much time you practice a day? How many hours? No? Just natural? Oh. From the Father's speech and from their love, the vibration, I can feel that you have a great, great spiritual tradition. Your level of spiritual understanding is very high, was very high, and is still very high. I am so happy to meet such a spiritually highly developed race of people. Thank you so much. Thank you for the honor. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to New Zealand.
You are a poet. You make me cry.
Thank you.
Enjoy it. Where's our
I can see our upcoming star here. Thank you very much for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you're all waiting to hear the divine words from the Supreme Master CHINGHAI, who is now in the building and walking down the aisle. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please put your hands together for the Supreme Master CHINGHAI. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have for you a performance in honour of the Supreme Master CHINGHAI, which is presented to you by the Hato Patera College Culture Group. Following this, there will be a fruit and flower offering ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Hato Patera College Group.
Te te whae, anei tēnei e tautokona ngā mihi o tō mātou matua I waho. Tēnā koe haere mai. Anei te kura o Hato Petra e mihi whakatau ana koe ki Aotearoa. Ko ngā tamariki no ngā hau e whā. No ngā waka e whitu no ngā iwi o te ao. Anei te kura o Hato Petra.
Kia ora tātou miha tu ki a koutou anō. Hato Petra is a co-ed Catholic school on the North Shore, and we're proud and honoured to represent Māoridom tonight for you in front of you, the Master, and distinguished guests. Our first item is a choral item called E Te Atua, which asks of our Lord, and we thank Him for the gifts He has given us. Kia ora. As we stand and give you our performance tonight, as you saw in the foyer, it was the haka that was done for you, as in tune with the protocol of our ancestors, that we welcome our distinguished guests in that manner. So what we're giving you tonight is just a taste of what Māoridom has to offer. Our next item, we're going to give you the poi, and then squeeze in one more item. Kia ora. The poi is called Ka Tika Auwe, and it talks about the plight of young people growing up in this world, and likening them to the dolphin and the white heron, the kōtuku. So next time is called, which is the poi, Ka Tika Auwe. Our next item is the action song called Te Reo, and it celebrates the Māori language, as you've heard tonight. It was written for a specific purpose, the ASP Polynesian Vessel, which was held at the beginning of this year in March, where we participated. So our next action song, Ko Te Reo. Nō reira, kura tātou me hatu kia koutou. That is our bracket for tonight. To again to our honoured guest, the Master, he mihi nui, mihi aroha kia koe, kia koutou katoa, e te rangatira, I mua, I hakatākoto te kākunga whakaaro mō tēnei huihuinga, mihi atu kia koe, kia koutou katoa, kia tāma ki whānui, I haramai I mā takitaki nei, tēnei wahine nei, mihi atu kia koutou katoa, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora.
Thank you very much, the Hato Petera College Cultural Group. I'm sure that's been an experience for most of you. Very polished performance. I'd like now to invite the Supreme Master CHINGHAI to the stage, where we will ask her to speak some words to you, and then we'll have the fruit and flower ceremony to begin. Thank you, Master. If you please come to the stage.
Tēnā tuku. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm very, very touched and honored. Thank God for giving me this chance to visit a beautiful land and getting to know your beautiful races of people. And thank you for coming. I guess everybody is very touched, so I also thank the New Zealand brothers and sisters who have been working very hard to make this beautiful evening a special memory. Thank you, and God bless your land, your people, and bless all the wishes that you have in your dreams. If you already know what you want to ask, you can write it already and hand it out so that we can answer it right away later, yeah? So you don't have to wait until we finish. Somebody can walk up and down and collect questions. All right, because you know already, before I begin, I think you know why you are here. Everyone wants to know what God is. And everyone wants to know where we come from. And that's the reason why we came here, actually. There's the reason why we came to this planet, the so-called planet, physical planet. Even though, at the same time, we are connected with heaven and spiritual planets, if we call that. But because we have forgotten the connection, so many of us, or most of us, have just recognized this physical presence and this physical life we call human life. In fact, we are not just human. We are also spiritual beings. We are highly developed beings. At the same time, we are living here. We are also living in different levels of consciousness. We are also doing so many great things. But it is difficult for most of us to realize that. Our ancestors, for example, the ancestors of the Maori people that you have just seen, that they have sung so beautiful songs, so spiritually developed, so highly elevated, so soully songs, because our ancestors has known a different level of spirituality than some of us do today. But we still can develop this quality again. Not really develop, we can still remember it again. Because what we once had, we will not lose it. It just sometimes we forget. So in order for us to remember, We should, I will give you some practical experience after I explain a little, if you would like to. Because if we experience it ourselves, it's better than thousands of theoretical words. But I feel I should introduce it a little bit, even though God is not to be explained in language. But just like the Maori ancestors, they have known God. They have known spiritual levels that exceed our language, that go beyond our ordinary understanding. Therefore, they could express themselves in poetry, in music, in songs, which are so beautiful, so out of ordinary, and so touching to the soul when you hear it. It is because they express their own inner level of enlightenment. For lack of this inner enlightenment, because of forgetting this inner enlightenment and our true selves, we often cannot express ourselves in beautiful ways, in the way that we would like ourselves to express. And we sometimes could not behave or react in such a way that we would like ourselves to do. It is because we have forgotten the inner connection. We have forgotten that our lives, our so-called being, is greater, longer, and higher, and more multiple faces, multiple qualities, multiple expressions than just this physical being that we know ourselves to be. We have forgotten that. For example, the whole being here is me, like from head to toe. Yes, the whole being. I'm not just a toe, I'm not just a finger, I'm not just a forehead. The whole being is me. But if I just remember my toes or my fingers, then I am not complete. Then it's not me, it's not complete. Similarly, if we just remember that we are a physical human being, then we are not complete. I am here today with the honor of God's permission and endowment to remind us, our fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, and little brother, little sisters, that we should remember our whole being. And I show you how. It is very simple to remember. More simple than breathing, more simple than eating. Breathing, sometimes we have difficulty. If we have a blocked nose, we can't breathe. Eating, if we have indigestion, we can't eat. Or if we don't have enough money to buy food, we're also in trouble. But spiritual wealth is always there. We always have it. It's just we're too busy looking at outside, remembering our physical body, taking care of too many mundane duties. The world makes us very, very concentrate in the physical and material aspects that we have hardly time to remember our 99% of our being, which is higher, greater, more powerful, more miraculous, more wondrous, more everything, more holy, more divine, more beautiful, more happy, more blessed, more blissful. Everything that is godly, that is us. All the teachers have come here, they told us like that we are the temple of God, and God lives here. God lives there. So all we see here is God, or at least God's manifestation individually, differently. But we have forgotten that God quality, that God's nature of ourselves, and we just remember this small part of our being, which is the human side of ourselves. Just like because I like this ring so much, I keep looking at the ring and I just remember this finger all the time, and I forget everything else about myself. And this is not how we should do it. So that is why we don't know God, because we have forgotten to look where we should look. That is all. That is why we often tell people enlightenment is immediate, because you're already there. Suppose that I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the finger now. How long does it take me to know myself? If I don't look here, how long does it take me? 1 second, right? Not even. Okay, as long as I don't look here, I remember again, here I am. All of this is me. Yes. It's very simple. Therefore, no one is your teacher. I'm not coming here to be your teacher. Because you are already divine. I have also forgotten. At the age of 3 or 4, we begin to forget. Sorry, my English is getting rotten. You see, even English I've forgotten. Because I speak so many languages every day, the Chinese, the Vietnamese, sometimes German, sometimes French, everything, and I forgot English also. Similarly, I even forgot Vietnamese. Yes, I don't speak as fluently as when I was in Vietnam, and I don't speak Chinese as fluently as when I was still in Taiwan, because we're out of practice. Similarly, if we do not try to remember the great being that we truly are, then we will forget. And that's why it is very easy to forget, and also it is easy to remember. I'm coming here to remind you of the good news that I have remembered, that I have remembered myself. So we can all remember anytime we want. And should we choose to stay in forgetfulness, this is also fine. It's also fine. Because you are divine. You are God. I'm sorry if I might shock you in any way, but that's what you are. If you don't believe me, look back in the Bible, and the Buddhist scriptures say you are the Buddha. Buddha nature is inside you. The Bible says God lives within this temple. So who is in there? Who else except God? If we are only the temple and God is the only one who lives in there, who are we then? Except we are God. Okay, we don't remember, fine, but we still are God. So whatever we choose to do, the God of all gods that we are, respect that. The Father of all of these beings, which we are, respects our wish and our choice to live, to express our divine selves in whichever way we want. That is why Jesus told us we do not judge people, because we do not know what is the path that being has chosen to walk. He does his things so that he might come to know God in a different way. He might choose to be a seemingly bad person. He might choose to be a seemingly very lowly person. He might choose to be seemingly a very so-called immoral person. But that is his way of knowing the divine. By choosing to be ungodly, he will one day know that this is not him. He has to go back and learn that the whole being again. Because If we always stay in heaven and we are God all the time, we will not recognize ourselves as God. So we need to lower ourselves. For example, come down to this physical level so that we can once again recognize the greatness of ourselves. And that is our choice. And that's why we came here. So the answer to our question, why are we here, is because we want to know God. So when we feel that the time is up, it's the time that we choose to remember ourselves again. That is the time when we come to seek out spiritual friends, spiritual groups, or maybe spiritual teachers, as we call them, so that we can remember quickly, because we have forgotten how to remember and where to look for. So some friend who has already remembered himself or herself may be able to help us. And then we recognize that we are nothing else but the Supreme Being, but God. We recognize the Supreme Being that lives, that is housed within this body. But actually, He is not housed within the body. He housed our body. But then again, because spiritual terminology is never a very exact science, so no matter how much a teacher tells us about God, how eloquently a spiritual friend might express about the divine being within ourselves, we cannot just understand by listening. So the spiritual friend or a teacher or the guide or a friend have to show us practically, not just theoretically. For example, when Jesus came to our planet, He taught His disciples both ways, theoretical way and practical way. And that's why later His immediate disciples could also do wonders, could also see heaven, could also hear the voice of God, the word of the Creator, could also see the light of heaven, could ascend to heaven and even see the angels or see the Father. The Father spoke to them, like Father spoke to Moses, and the angels also spoke to them. Likewise, we could do that. Because as great as Jesus' disciples, we are also great. We and Jesus' disciples, same, equally. Because Jesus said to us that we are all children of God. But because we have forgotten. So sometimes one friend, two friends have to come to remind us. But only when we are ready. Because if we are not ready, no one can do much for us.